This is going to be a drawing tutorial on how to draw different types of trees. Now, I have some colored pencils available to me right now, and I have some crayons, and I'm going to be using both of these to create different types of trees. Now, a Christmas tree, I'm going to start out using a crayon. To do a Christmas tree, you want to start out, I usually start out at the top of the tree, and you just want to, if you want to do this in pencil first, by all means use a pencil first. And I just flare it out, and then I just kind of make little wispy things going in the direction of that side of the tree. Okay, so if you look at it, this is starting to flare out toward this side of the tree. This is kind of straight down, and then this flares out toward this side of my tree. Now I'm going to do the next level, and I'm going to have it come out just a little bit wider than the last part of the tree. Now, if you're drawing snow on these, you really want to draw this in pencil first because you cannot erase crayon. So now I'm going to, again, make my little wisp things, little curved lines, start to straighten them out as I get toward the center, and then just start to flare them out toward the other side as I go in that direction. Okay. Again, I'm going to flare out my next tier, if you will. You could call these like tiers of the tree. Okay, and then I'm going to, again, do the same thing. Maybe even leave a little bit of space in between. That. Flare that side out like that. Do one more, I think. So these are pine trees or Christmas trees. You could put lights on them if you want to. It depends on what kind of drawing you're doing. And again, snow, if you want snow on them. Okay, so there's my pine tree or Christmas tree. And then I kind of like eyeball this part where that's the center of my tree. So it's kind of where I want the center of my trunk of my tree to be. So that would be the center. And then I just make that part of my tree down at the bottom. Now I would go in and color the tree later on, you know, different shades of green. So like I might do a lighter part down here and then darker under here because it's shaded under there. Not as much light is getting to it over there. So that's with crayon. Like I said, I encourage you to use pencil first because you can make mistakes. I'm not even perfect either. When it comes to drawing, I make mistakes too. So this is what it's going to look like using a colored pencil. If you choose to use that, if you have those available to you. Okay, so it's the same concept. You're using the same exact technique, okay, as I did with the crayon, only I'm using colored pencil. And these look really great if you're doing a mountain landscape drawing or a woodsy type of scene. And you have these really nice big trees to fill in areas to make it look like the great outdoors, if you will. So that's what it looks like using a colored pencil. Same exact technique, like I said. And I would, you know, go in and color that in later on. And same thing with the tree trunk. I just eyeball like where the center of the tree is, right there. And I just draw the center and then flare out the edges. Well, the, you know, outer part of the tree trunk. Okay, so that's your basic pine tree. Pretty simple. Okay, now to draw an oak tree. I encourage you to do something that's thick. If you have a marker, I like to do silhouettes of trees with a Sharpie marker. But crayons work just as fine because you're going to start out and it's pretty thick. So the branches are really thick. You can still do this with pencil. I mean, you're just going to have a lot to fill in. Okay? So basically, I want to make my roots. You can make these look really scary, like wintertime trees or fall type trees after the leaves are all falling off of them. So you're gonna then draw your branches coming off, and they just get thinner as they go out, and then they have smaller branches. And like I said, you're gonna, when you color this in, you wanna try and do it neatly, try to go in one direction, and I would go over it with a darker color, put some tree bark on there, maybe. Again, you want to start out really thick, and the branches just get thinner as they go out, like that. I'm just going to draw some more larger branches coming off of that. One looks a little weird. I need to make that thicker like that. That's better. Okay. And then you just start to draw smaller branches coming off of those. And that's just your basic oak tree. Okay, so they're pretty simple to draw. The leaves, I don't get too caught up in, drawing a million leaves on my branches. What I'll basically do is just go in, and if it's not, if it was a winter tree, I would just leave it like this. But if it's a spring tree where all the leaves are coming out, and I just kind of do different greens on here and just fill it all in. Not the whole thing, you want to leave some of the branches showing, but you just, this I don't mind. Like you can see, I'm kind of scribbling here. This is a time when I don't mind if you scribble. Usually I'm pretty much dead set against people scribbling, but this, it's okay. If you're just filling in these leaves for the tree. And like I said, if you're doing a winter or a fall scene in your landscape artwork, you don't need to put any leaves on this at all. Or you might want to put a couple colors here and there, like maybe you might want to make a bright yellow tree for fall. And then I just put some other greens in. Like I said, these are just really quick tree drawings that I'm showing you. Fill that in like that. Okay, so that's your basic oak tree. Okay, now I'm going to show you how to draw one more type of tree. This is my real quickie 1, 2, 3 palm tree. Okay, this is real simple. I could actually draw a much better palm tree, but this is an easy one to draw. So I'm going to take my colored pencil, and I like to pick a way to curve it. It could curve this way, it could curve this way. So I'm gonna make 2 palm trees actually. So Let me draw one going at a curve this way, because all those tropical winds bend them as they grow. Okay, there's a little fat thing at the bottom, like that. You can do this in crayon, colored pencil, whatever you have available to you, same thing. And then I'm gonna draw another palm tree right next to it, curving up this way. Palm trees are pretty easy to do. Like I said, I could draw a much more detailed one, but we're just doing simplified trees in this tutorial. Okay, so now what I'm gonna do is gonna take my two separate greens, and basically you wanna kind of draw these going down like this. I usually draw 6 large palm leaves on my palm trees. So I'm gonna have 2 going down on this side. And again, color in when you're done, different shades. And then I have 2 that I like to have going up in the center. One going that way, one kind of starting to go this way. Then these ones are gonna start to go down this way. Okay, then I'm gonna make another one, go down this way as well. Like that. I'm gonna draw my other palm tree leaves. Two down. Two up. And then 2 more down on this side. Okay, then what I would do is go in, and this is a quick way to do this because I'm sure you guys have seen palm trees and they have the little, they almost look like a pineapple, kind of with the little diamonds on them and the little things growing out of them. And this is just a quick way to kind of show that without drawing all the detail. So I'm just gonna make this go both ways like that. So it still gives it that effect of the diamond shapes on there. Okay. And again, I would go back in, you know, and color these in. You could shade them. Depends on how detailed you want to get with the project you're working on. Okay, so if you're doing like a tropical island and you want to do shading on the trees to make them look 3-dimensional, make them look round, that's kind of how detailed you want to get with it. Okay, so if I was to do that, notice I'm coloring the trees in one direction, but if I want to go back and make this look more 3D, okay, I would like draw dark under here to make it the shadow of the palm leaf on the tree. And I go like this, like a rounded direction to make the tree look more rounded, like that. And that's about down to where the tip of my leaf would be. But then I would maybe go in here a little bit more too and just shade that on the side like that. You can shade these other trees too that I showed you. Like I said, you can just do different colors, and you can also shade the tree on the side like that as well. Same thing with the Christmas trees. I told you you could shade, or the pine trees, you could shade these darker underneath here where no light is getting to them, and then this part would be lighter. So you can shade all of these different trees. Like I said, it just depends on how much work you want to put into this and how realistic you want it to look. And then of course I would definitely go in and draw this side going down and then this side going this way, because your palm branch is split down the center like that. So you want some of your leaves to look like they're going in that direction and then the others look like they're going in the other direction. Okay? Go in here and put some darker greens in here and there. Go in here and put some lighter greens in here. As you can see, it's not taking me a long time to do these trees. And that's why I said it's an easy tree tutorial on how to do trees quickly. So I'm just gonna finish off this one palm tree and I'll probably just complete the other one. That one a little bit darker than I should have. Can't really see the different tones in there. That's all right. A little bit better. Okay. Okay, so that's basically how you do it. Simple trees. I'll even go over this one real quick. I really should sharpen these pencils, but I'll color this one in quickly so you can kind of see. I'll just color all one color first. And I'm trying to color in the direction that the tree is supposed to be going. That. And then I can always go in and go over it and see, I said there's shadows like that are underneath where there's not really any light hitting it. Just to give it those different tones. Okay, and that's it. Okay, guys. Have fun with drawing your trees.